Hello, everybody, and welcome to Laker Connections, your home for all things Laker sports. I'm your host, Aaron Valentino.
And I'm Brian Rudman.
Now, let's take a look at what happened this week in Laker sports. Brian, let's start with some men's soccer.
That's right. We're going to kick things off at the Laker turf as the Oswego State men's soccer team hosted nationally ranked Oneonta this past Friday. Kicking things off in the first half, it's going to be Espinoza playing one into the box for Oswego, but the Oneonta defense not budging. That would be the case for most of the first half. Now it's Oneonta's turn to try and get something going, but this Oswego State defense holding strong all game long. We'd head to halftime, all tied at 0. Now it's going to be Oneonta's Jeremy Pantoni from my very hometown of Goshen, New York, trying to fight his way into the box. Failed clear, finds Hernandez's foot. He's going to bury it past Brian Terra. We're at 1-0. But Oswego not going down without a fight. Caleb Munsky crossing one into the box on the set piece. Oneonta not able to clear it out. It's going to land on Jack Van Pelt's foot. He's going to bury it. We're all tied at 1. We're headed to overtime. Now in double overtime, Oneonta is going to send us home. Whitman Hernandez putting away his second goal on the day. Oneonta wins it 2-1 in double overtime. So, Aaron, how has Oswego been able to hang with the top teams in the conference like Oneonta and Cortland?
Well, this is just another great game from the Lakers. I mean, you know, I will pat myself on the back. I said last week that this game was going overtime, and look what happened. But let's be honest with ourselves here. This is a really good Oneonta team, a scary good Oneonta team. You know, they're 12-1 overall. They're undefeated in the conference. They're ranked 6th in the country by NCAA. They're just a great team overall. Again, the defense played great. Brian Terra, another game, 5 saves in this one. You know, defense, yada, yada, yada. We're going to be talking about it all the way through the rest of the season. One thing I want to point out, though, Lakers were outshot 21-6 in this one. You can't have that because, you know, a lot of times when you're outplayed 21-6, you're not going to be able to, you know, tie anything up or win a lot of ball games.
Yeah, here's the biggest problem with losing that shot battle 21-6. If you're Oswego, yes, your defense held strong yet again against a really good opponent, and Brian Terra has been phenomenal this entire season. But the problem is you're putting too much pressure on the defense. If you have teams going down the field and just trying to get past your defense over and over and over again, eventually you're going to break, and we saw that against Oneonta where they let the 2 goals in. Also, the problem is you're not giving yourself enough offensive opportunities. Oswego has to get better at controlling the ball in the midfield, moving that ball down to their offensive side of the field, and just getting more balls into the opponent's 18-yard box. That's where opportunities happen. We saw it in the highlight. That's where their goal came from, is when they were able to get the ball into the box from a set piece. So bringing the ball down the field, controlling the game, that's really something that Oswego needs to improve upon. Yes, it was a good game, but in order for them to beat teams like Cortland and Oneonta, they have to control the game more.
Absolutely agree with that one. But now we're going to be sticking with men's soccer as the Lakers then took on New Paltz on Senior Day at Laker Turf Stadium. They were able to grab a 2-1 win and improve to 3-1-1 in the conference behind a game-winning goal from senior Anthony Paris. Oswego State is currently 4th in the SUNYAC and just 2 points behind Plattsburgh and Buffalo State. So, Brian, where do the Lakers go from here after this New Paltz and Oneonta weekend?
Well, look, things are trending up for the Lakers right now. This is a big win, 2-1. It's a momentum-grabbing type of win for Oswego. They took the lead late, like you said, Anthony Paris burying that goal to win the game for the Lakers, and that's big. After a game like Oneonta where you lose in double overtime against one of the top teams in the nation, that can be a little deflating. So to come out the very next day and grab that win, that's a great feeling for Oswego. And we talked about it when we talked about the Oneonta game, how they lost the shot battle. It was a more even game, and that's what Oswego needs. They still didn't get a lot of shots on goal. As you can see here, only 7, but they were able to bring things up a little bit. And Oswego, really good job by the senior midfielders. Jack Van Pelt and Anthony Paris this weekend both scored goals for Oswego, and that's what you need. When your team isn't creating a lot of offensive opportunities, you look to your more experienced guys to create some chances for your team.
Yeah, this is a very good win for this Lakers team. You know, they were tied, 8 minutes to go. Anthony Paris comes up huge. They play a little bit better. They had 12 shots overall, 6 shots on goal, and that's probably because they're not playing a ranked defense anymore, which is big. It's a nice confidence booster. You know, Brian Terra, again, another great game with 6 games. We're going to touch on this a little bit later, But they have 2 big games coming up against Plattsburgh and Buff State, and this is a big confidence booster for them heading into next weekend.
Yeah, definitely a great job by the soccer team this weekend. Switching now to field hockey as the Oswego State field hockey team hosted the Cortland Red Dragons in a thriller. Will Oswego trying to turn things around as they've gotten off to a rough start in SUNYAC play. Will start off in the first, and it's going to be Erica Schieblin, the goalie for Oswego, doing work early in this game. You can see here she's going to get down on the ground, not letting anything in. She had herself a great day doing the work for Oswego. But Cortland would get things going in the second quarter, as it's going to be Bryn Croker finding the goal for Cortland, giving them the 1-0 lead. But now we're going to jump to the fourth. Oswego penalty corner. Romanowski crossing it into Little. She's going to put a shot on goal, and it's going to be Teresa Glynn tying it up for the Lakers. Cortland now trying to get back in, but Oswego's defense not budging. We're headed to overtime. Early in the overtime period, Cortland's going to win it. Quinlan gets past the keeper and puts it in the game-winning goal. Cortland wins 2-1 in overtime. So, Aaron, what can be taken out of this game from the Lakers' perspective?
Well, Ryan, since the beginning of the season, this Lakers team has struggled to score, and we saw that in this game. You know, they take 4 shots the entire game. 2 of them were on goal, but 4 shots is not enough to get you a goal, and it's not a lot to win you a lot of field hockey games. You know, they're 5th in the SUNYAC in goals per game out of 7 teams. But on a positive note, the defense played really well. Freshman Eric Schieblin and this Laker defense have played pretty well all season, I think. She had 9 saves on the day. You know, she's had a very solid season thus far. She's, you know, 3rd in the SUNYAC, the entire SUNYAC in saves at 88 as a freshman. So she can only go up from here. That's a big positive sign. And top 10 in the SUNYAC in save percentage. Lakers just got to keep playing solid defense and attack more on offense. You can't win if you can't score, and Lakers just got to take shots. You see an open shot in the crease, take it. Move forward, attack, attack, attack. You need to score to win some ball games.
Yeah, here's the thing. Oswego just didn't control the play enough. They didn't have the ball enough. They got outshot 20-4 in this one. And we talked about it with the soccer team when they played Oneonta. You talk about it again. They can't be losing the shot battle. It's just not going to work out in your favor. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, it's time to take a look at the week ahead in Oswego State sports. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Laker Connections on WTOP 10. It's time for Aaron and I to take a look at the week ahead.
This week, the Oswego State men's soccer team will take on the Potsdam Bears and their arch rival, the Plattsburgh Cardinals. The Cardinals are currently 4-1 in the SUNYAC and 2nd in the conference. Heading into this game, Oswego will be looking for their first win against the Cardinals since 2010. So, Brian, what can the Lakers do to get that first win since 2010 against the Plattsburgh Cardinals?
Well, like you said, this is a team that Oswego has historically, in recent history, Oswego has struggled with this team. But honestly, this is a winnable game. You got to play your game if you're Oswego. You look at what Plattsburgh's done this year. Yes, they are 4-1 in the conference, but their conference wins come against Geneseo, Brockport, Fredonia, and Potsdam. And guess what? Those are 4 bottom teams in the conference. And their one loss came when they played Buff State, one of the top teams in the conference. So you really can't, take that. You got to take that with a grain of salt because Plattsburgh hasn't faced too many tough opponents within the SUNYAC. If you're Oswego, you got to focus on playing your game. Drop back on defense, play your game. But also you got to try and control more of the play. Like we said in the last block, get more opportunities for your offense. Caleb Asamoah has been relatively silent in recent weeks. He's one of your top guys at the top of your formation. He's got to get involved in this offense if they're going to not only win this weekend, but go far into the SUNYAC playoffs.
Yeah, and you look at these teams, they're actually pretty similar on offense. The Lakers lead that category in goals per game at 1.92. Plattsburgh's only at 1.83. That's not that big of a difference. But the defenses are very, very different. The Lakers, they're letting in less than a goal per game. They've been elite all year. But the Cardinals, 9th in the conference in goals against, 1.46. So if you want to jump over Plattsburgh's in the standings, you got to attack, 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 and score a lot of goals because this is a game they have to win. If they win this game, they're up over Plattsburgh in the standings.
Absolutely. Moving now to the women's side of things, as the Oswego State women's soccer team will host SUNYAC foe Potsdam this Friday at the Laker Turf. The Lakers come in winless in SUNYAC play, currently sitting at last in the conference. They will look to turn it around against the Bears this weekend. So, Aaron, what is it going to take for the Lakers to grab their first SUNYAC win this week?
Well, actually, looking at this Potsdam team, despite their record, they actually have a very good offense. They're 3rd in the SUNYAC, really tied 2nd in the SUNYAC for goals per game at 2.15. That's really good. So this struggling Lakers offense, they're going to have to keep up with the 3rd best offense in the SUNYAC. That's going to be tough for them. you know, the Lakers offense is just going to have to attack. Again, Potsdam, 7th in the conference, though. Goals against per game at 1.6. You know, their only win coming against Buffalo. Buffalo's a strong team. So for the Lakers, they got to attack on offense. They got to start scoring. They're scoring less than a goal per game. If you're not going to score goals, how are you going to win? They say defense wins championships, but you have to score. I mean, you look at these season struggles here. They're 2-11. You know, they're 0-5 in the conference, less than a goal per game, and they're letting in over 2 goals per game. And Potsdam scoring over 2 goals per game. Just tighten some things up. Play tight on defense and attack on offense, and you really got a shot to win your first SUNYAC game.
Yeah, you look at this team in this matchup. This is a game that not only Oswego can get their first SUNYAC win, because Potsdam has struggled as well, but it also gives them an opportunity to get the offense rolling. You saw they only score 0.77 goals per game, which is not good at all. When you score less than a goal per game, you're relying on your defense to hold the other team scoreless every game, and that's just too much to ask. So if you're Oswego, this is a really great opportunity. Get the ball, play a possession type of game, control the pace of the play, get the ball into the box, and create some opportunities for this offense that has struggled this year. Maybe this is an opportunity for the Lakers to, you know, turn things around in this season.
Well, now we are going to move on to volleyball, as this week the Lakers will face the Buffalo State Bengals and the Fredonia Blue Devils. Oswego is currently 3-2 in the SUNYAC and 4th in the conference with wins this past weekend. The Lakers will have a shot to punch their ticket to the SUNYAC playoffs, as Fredonia and Buffalo State both sit at the bottom of the conference. So, Brian, what can the Lakers do to win these games and most likely advance into the SUNYAC playoffs?
Well, look, this is a weekend of 2 winnable games for this Oswego State team. So if you're Oswego, you got to jump on these opportunities. Get ahead early. They're great when they lead. When they take that first set, they're almost unbeatable. So this team, they have momentum. They've won 3 in a row. They have the momentum rolling ever since that Oneonta win, because that's a big win in the standings. They jumped up in the past weekend. So this is an opportunity for Oswego to get that going. Apply the pressure and put your foot down. Impose yourself on the other team, especially at the net. Lauren Fye has been phenomenal this season. She's got to continue to do what she's been doing, and this team, it will have success this weekend and is ultimately playoff bound, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is a huge opportunity for the Lakers. You know, 4 wins normally gets you in contention for SUNYAC play. So if they win both of these games, they'll be at 5 wins. That puts them at a really good chance. You mentioned it. They're almost unbeatable when they win that first set. They are 14-1 when they win the first set. So win these 2 games and move on to Brockport and Geneseo, are the 2 toughest teams in the conference.
Absolutely.
That's all the time we have for right now, though. But coming up, Ryan and I will discuss the sport that gets every Oswego State fan riled up, hockey. Both men's and women's hockey teams host their first preseason matchup of the season this weekend, and get all the details about their return to the ice after the break. You're watching Laker Connections on WTOP 10. Hello and welcome back to Laker Connections. With Oswego State's first exhibition match of the season coming up this Saturday, it's time to take a look at what's ahead for this upcoming season. The Lakers are coming off a SUNYAC Finals appearance and an NCAA tournament appearance. Oswego went 19-7-2 overall last season with a record of 11-4-1 in the conference. After a troubled season by goalie David Richey, here's what head coach Ed Gosick had to say about the goalie situation.
With the group that we have, we'll ride the hot hand. You know, someone clearly proves that they're number 1, and we have a number 2, and so be it.
So Brian, what do you make of Coach Gosick's comments on the goalies?
Well, I think he wants to just stick with what's going on. You saw it there. He wants to stick with the hot hand, and I think he's a little frustrated with the way the season ended in goal last year with David Richey. Yeah, he didn't have a terrible season by any stretch of the imagination. He had a relatively good year. It just wasn't as good as the year before. So if you talk about it, he wants to. There are definitely goals that Coach Gosick was not happy about. You look at Richey's sophomore season 2 years ago. He was phenomenal. 1.52 goals against average, saving 93% of the shots. He was great for this team. So you talk about this Oswego State team, and Richey really just didn't have quite the year he wanted last year. So I think really Coach Gosick was just looking for a little bit more from Richey. And I mean, you talk about this team looking forward to this weekend when they face the Carleton Place Canadians. And you're really looking to see what Coach Gosick does with the lines. This is a team that has some early tough tests. You talk about second game of the year, they have whiteout against Plattsburgh. Next weekend, they visit Geneseo, reigning SUNYAC champs. Then the following weekend after that, they go to Hobart, the team that knocked them out of the NCAA playoffs last year. So you talk about this weekend, you're looking to see how Coach Gosick lines this team up, because there's not going to be much time to adjust when you get into the regular season.
Yeah, you look at this matchup. You know, they won this game 5-3 last year, and Broman, former player for the Canadians, so there's a little bit of extra motivation for the young sophomore out there. Like I said, they won this game last year 5-3. You got to play your brand of hockey, though. You want to come out there, you want to have fun. Yes, it's an exhibition matchup, but you want to win this game. You want to build up the confidence. You know, play hard and get this win. Go out there. They can win this game. It's a very winnable game. You know, this is a real game, and you want to win the teal game. Teal game's fun. Fans love it. Get this win.
Switching now to the women's squad, as the Oswego State women's hockey team will host the London Junior Devilettes on Saturday at 3 p.m. to kick off exhibition play. The Lakers come off a 10-13-3 season with a 5-9-2 record in UHL conference play. The team made many additions this offseason, including associate head coach Mark Digby, who transferred over from the men's team. During the Media Day press conference last week, head coach Diane Dillon talked about Digby's impact on the squad.
I think it's outstanding for our program, absolutely outstanding. Mark brings a wealth of experience, knowledge, passion for Laker hockey, and so far, well, you really should probably turn that over to the players, but so far it's been outstanding. We're really looking forward to what he brings to the program, to the team, and to help these young ladies be successful both on and off the ice.
So, Aaron, with all that being said, how much of an impact will Digby have on the team, and how will that improve the team overall?
Brian, you know, she said it herself. Digby has a passion not only for hockey, but Lakers hockey. You know, he's coming over from the men's team. You know, he coached under Coach Gosick before this. Now he's coaching under Diane Dillon, who has some experience herself. You know, he's going to bring a lot of experience. He's going to bring some of those tidbits that Coach Gosick taught over to this team. And I think this Lakers team can improve. You know, they're coming off a new HL playoff appearance. They've got a little bit of confidence. But let's move on now to this preseason matchup against the Devilettes. This is a good chance for the Lakers to get their feet wet, to get back out onto the ice, to get back into the Marano Campus Center ice arena, and go out and win this game. This is exciting. You know, you're finally playing hockey again. It's been a long summer. It's been a long year. You want to get back into the new HL playoffs. So go out there, have some fun, play your brand of hockey. You know, they're bringing back 84% of their scoring this year. Go out, score some goals. Go win this game, have some fun, but take it seriously. Don't, you know, just roll over and, you know, not take this serious, an exhibition game, whatever. You know, go out, win this game, and score some goals.
Absolutely. This is a great opportunity for this team to get things going early, because they have some tough tests. They go on the road early, including 2 against Plattsburgh, the reigning UHL champs, early in the season. So this is a great opportunity. And, you know, really great chance for this Oswego State team to get things going early in the year. It's time to take a quick break. When we come back, Brandon Ladd joins us for Laker Showdown. Brandon, you want to tell us what's in store for us today?
Absolutely. Coming up, we'll discuss the battle between the pipes for the men's hockey team, and can the women's hockey team accomplish something they haven't done since the 2014-2015 season? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Laker Connections on WTOP 10. I'm your new moderator Brandon Ladd. I'm going to ask Aaron and Brian 3 questions for the Laker Showdown. We will put 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock. For each question, whoever has the most points between the two wins. As mentioned earlier in the show, Coach Gosick said he would go with the hot hand at the goalie position. With David Richer having a down year last season and Cedric Hansen performing well in his backup role, do you think Hansen will take Richer's starting job at some point during the season?
Honestly, I got to go with Hansen. You know, we got to see how these exhibition matches go. Obviously. They're each going to play one quarter in both these exhibition games. But Hansen overall played better statistically. I mean, you look at the numbers. I think we're going to get up on the screen. You know, Hansen led in goals against average. There you see the numbers. You know, games played, Richer played a little bit more, but 1.48 goals against for Hansen, a save percentage of .920. And with Richer's struggles last year, not struggles, I mean, he saved 90% of the shots, but compared to the year before that, he kind of took a big step back. So if Hansen plays well in the preseason, there's no reason why Gosick can't start him.
But here's the thing, Richer is more experienced, and obviously, yes, Richer didn't have that great of a year last year, not what he wanted. Coach Gosick also talked in the press conference about wanting a goalie that had a 930 save percentage. Neither of those goalies reached that accomplishment last year, so he's looking for improvement. And honestly, he trusted Richer more last year. And also, Richer faced more shots and better teams. He faced Geneseo, he faced Hobart. Hansen wasn't facing those teams. He was going up against the games, not against the big opponents. So you look at Richer. He has more experience, and he was great in his sophomore year. He has the potential.
We can't have another lackluster season out of David Richer. You look at Geneseo.
You're calling last season lackluster? Yeah, his numbers went down a little bit, but he was still a good goalie.
You look at Geneseo, their goalie had a 940 save percentage.
David Richer has proved that he can do it.
So is
Hansen has
Hansen.
it.
You can't look at these numbers last season and tell me otherwise.
Hansen has it.
And the point's going to go to Brian there.
Thank you.
Got to go with Richer and the experience. Sticking with men's hockey, the Lakers are a very top-heavy squad this season, with more than half of their team consisting of seniors. With this season being viewed as potentially a national championship or bust type of the year, which senior do you think will be the X factor in their road to the title?
Well, I'm going to start with Anthony Pissarro. He led the team in points last year, led the team in assists. He's the quarterback of this team when they're in the offensive zone. He's the one that makes it click. Honestly, he's the guy that needs to get it going. I know we're talking about hockey. I was making a comparison. Look, Broman's going to have a big year. I'll admit that. But here's the thing. Pissarro's a senior. This is a team of 14 seniors. Brandon talked about it when he asked us the question. This is a senior-heavy team. The reason that they're considered national title contenders is because of the seniors. Pissarro's one of the captains this year. He leads the team. He led the team in points.
Brian, I don't know how much time is left on this question, but it's Travis Broman.
It's not
He's
Broman.
Young. He's young. He's flashy. He is the spark plug on that second line.
He's the spark plug of the future.
I'll give you a stat. Ready for this?
Spark plug of the
Brendan
future.
Ladd is the stat machine. You ready for this stat? Broman. When Broman scored a point this year, the Lakers went 13-2-1. You know what those two losses were? Hobart in the NCAA tournament and Geneseo in the SUNYAC finals. Two of the best teams in the country.
I'm just saying,
Travis Broman putting up points means wins for the Lakers. He was fourth on the team in points last year. He was tied for second on the team with goals, 13. The assist numbers are only going to go up. He's going to play more this year. He's more experienced. He had 10 assists last season, 8th on the team.
Pissarro's going to have the bigger year.
Has to be Broman.
I agree with Aaron there. I'm going to have to go with Broman, and I appreciate the shout-out to the staff machine. Moving on to the women's hockey team, Kate Randazzo and the Lakers are looking to accomplish something they have not done since the 2014-2015 season. Host a conference playoff game. With the team returning much of the starting core, will they be able to host a coveted new HL playoff game?
I think this is it. I think this is the year. They got Mark Digby coming in. They got 84% of their scoring coming back. And honestly, Rachel Farmer coming back. I'm going to say it here right now. One of the best goalies in the new HL.
All right,
coming back, big transfer from Cortland. They got 2 new teams also in the new HL. You know what that means? More wins for the Lakers.
You know
That's
what
a
else
guarantee.
that means?
From
More
me to you,
teams
audience.
vying.
From me to you.
You know what else that means? More teams vying for home games. You talk about this conference, you look, Plattsburgh's at the top. They were phenomenal last year, going 16-0 in the conference. So pretty much they only lost 5 seniors. They're going to stay at the top. So that means, guess what? You have 6 other teams vying for 1 home game. This team is good enough.
But look at the standings
last year. Oswego's
right
there.
It's a big group, 1 or 2 more
but
games?
6 teams vying for 1 spot? I'm sorry, I'm
You
just
don't
going
think
with
they
the
can
odds.
win?
Look,
You don't think they can win 1 or more 2 games with this experience? With this experience, you don't think they can win 1 or 2 more games?
I'm going to have to give the point to Brian. Better luck next week, Aaron.
That's awesome, Brandon. Thank you very much. That's all the time we have on Laker Connections. For Brandon Ladd, Aaron Valentino, everyone here at WTOP 10, I'm Brian Rudman. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great night. 2-0, by the way.